fast tracks for both.
All right. Good morning, or good afternoon, I'm sorry. This is Kearny County District Court Traffic Docket, March 13, 2024. The first thing I will do is go over rights to and of criminal and traffic defendants. I will go over each of these and ask you when it's your turn if you understand them. You have the right to a formal reading of each of the charges against you, as well as a reading of the potential consequences in the event of conviction. You have the right to a speedy and public trial. You are innocent until the state has proven your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You do not have to prove your innocence. You have the right to have an attorney represent you at every stage of the proceeding. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court may appoint one for you. If you waive your right to an attorney, you may reassert it at any time. You have the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses of the state. You may also present witnesses of your own and compel their attendance if necessary. You have the right to remain silent with the power to decline or refuse to make any verbal or written statement to the prosecution. You have the right to testify, but only if you choose to do so. This section is for non-citizens. I don't know if it applies to your situation. I will read it to everyone. Conviction of a crime can adversely affect the immigration status of any individual who is not an American citizen. This applies to all convictions, including most traffic offenses. Receiving a diversion can constitute a conviction for immigration purposes. Adverse effects to your immigration status may be significant. These include the potential revocation of your immigration status and/or the ordering of your deportation. Because of the potentially severe consequences resulting from a conviction, you are entitled to an opportunity to discuss the potential impacts of a conviction with an immigration attorney. Wishing to discuss the potential consequences of a conviction with an immigration attorney does not constitute an exercise of your right to counsel. You are not entitled to the appointment of an attorney solely to address potential immigration issues. When each individual case is called and you come forward, I will ask you if you understood each of these as I've read them to you. Thank you. Mr. Montgomery, do you have any particular order you want to run, or do you want to run from the top of the docket?
We can just start at the top.
Very well. Amari Walker. Amari Walker, are you present? All right. We'll come back to that individual if he's able to get connected here shortly. Manuel Eduardo Garcia Cordoza. Good afternoon, sir. Do you require an interpreter? All right. This is Finney County District Court Case 2024 TR 124, State of Kansas versus Manuel Eduardo Garcia Cardoza. That's you, sir. You are here today on a 2-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 alleges driving while license canceled, suspended, or revoked in violation of Kansas Statute 8-262. That is a Class C non-person misdemeanor. A person convicted of a Class C non-person misdemeanor could be ordered to spend up to 30 days in the Finney County Jail and pay a fine of up to $500. I say up to because those are the maximum allowable penalties. Your actual penalty, if convicted, would be based more on a driving history than at a set schedule. Do you understand that, sir? Your second charge is speeding 62 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. That's in violation of Kansas Statute 8-1558. That's an infraction in the state of Kansas. If you're convicted of an infraction, you have the possibility to be fined and have to pay court costs. Do you understand that, sir? You have options today regarding counsel. First off, did you hear and understand the rights as I read them? Did you have any question over any of them? Very well. Regarding today's hearing, you have the right to be represented by counsel. If you choose to be represented by counsel, you may hire an attorney of your own. If that's what you want to do, then the court will give you time to make those arrangements. Your second option is to request a court-appointed attorney. In order to qualify, you must fill out an application and a financial affidavit. You must meet certain financial guidelines to qualify for a court-appointed attorney. If you qualify for a court-appointed attorney and are later convicted of any of these charges, you may be required to pay some of all or all of your attorney costs. Do you understand? Your other option today is to waive your right to an attorney for today's hearing. If you waive your right to an attorney, that gives the state's prosecutor, Mr. Montgomery, the opportunity to discuss your case with you individually to see if the two of you can come to a resolution on your own. If that works out, fine. If you are unable to come to a resolution, or if you waive your right and decide later you want an attorney, you always have the right to change your mind and tell the court you'd like an attorney at a future date. Do you understand your options to counsel? How would you like to proceed today?
I'll take the third option.
Is anyone forcing you to waive your right to an attorney? Is anyone promising you anything in exchange for waiving your right to an attorney? Are you under the influence of any stressors, drugs, alcohol, or any medication that would make you unable to make good decisions today? Very well. The court finds that you have knowingly and voluntarily waived your right to an attorney. I'll reiterate that if you change your mind, you may tell the court you would like to have an attorney and we will address it at a future time. Do you understand, sir? Mr. Montgomery, do you wish to address Mr. Garcia Cordoza right now or set something future? I will leave it up to you.
The state will address him now. State would offer what we call a fast track diversion. If you, we'd offer that diversion at a cost of $553. If you paid that by your next court date, the state would dismiss and it would not go on your record and affect your driving or your criminal history record. Is that something you'd be interested in doing? Okay. So the judge will get you $553. We usually just set it out a month or 2 months, depending on if they need a little more time to pay.
You have that date on the calendar. Judge Wood sent me the dates that you usually use, and I can't get into this email.
Okay. 5:53. Next month, it would be probably the 17th.
April 17.
Yeah, that might be a good number for today. If you need more time to pay, you can come back on that date and ask the court to maybe give you more time if you can't come up with that money by then.
Very well. Anything further from the state, Mr. Montgomery?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Judge, can we make it, Judge Woods make a copy of that?
Is that the one that shows them where to pay? No.
Yeah, I think we forwarded that to them.
Okay.
Like you said, if you pay it, you don't have to come back.
Thank you. Go hand that to you. Top portion. Yes, I can get it when we get done here. Very well. Rex Aaron Skiles, are you present? Rex Skiles?
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. That one was rescheduled through our office to April 3rd. Yeah. Yeah, the Tyler Scott horror check.
That's the only.
Yeah.
Okay.
What date was that?
4/3.
Scott.
Wiggins Pierre. Wiggins Pierre. Move that one to waiting. Claudia DeValerie. Ms. Murillo, is this one of the individuals you need to speak?
I do have a fast track offer for her, so
Okay,
wouldn't necessarily have to do all of it.
good afternoon. This is Finney County Case 2024 TR 130. State of Kansas versus Claudia DeValerie. Ma'am, you were here on a one-count complaint by the Kansas Highway Patrol alleging a child passenger safety restraint violation. Violation of Kansas Statute 8-1344. That's an unclassified misdemeanor. If convicted, you could face a fine of up to $500 and up to 30 days in the Finney County Jail. Those are the maximums allowable and not necessarily the sentence that would be imposed. You have options regarding counsel. I can go over those, but the county attorney's office has advised the court of a possible fast track diversion. Would you like me to go over options to counsel or discuss the diversion?
That's what the fast track is.
Okay. Quick question. Do you waive your right to an attorney to attempt this diversion? Okay. If you wish to proceed with this case today, you can waive your right to an attorney and do so. If you don't want to dispense with this case today, then you can tell the court that you want an attorney.
Okay, I have a question. If I pay, I mean, doesn't it close? And, because I just want to pay and close.
All right.
I'm scared.
Okay, don't be scared.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, we're going to offer, the county attorney's offering you the ability to work with his office on your own to try to take care of this. Is that what you would like to do today?
Your Honor, she's asking me what I would do. What would be good for
Okay.
me?
That you have to answer your own questions. If you are, okay. Mr. Montgomery, are you, is that an acceptable waiver for you to dispense with your inquiry?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would offer a fast track diversion of $308. She paid by her next court date, the state would dismiss, and it would not go on her record.
Okay,
Ms. Murillo, there's a waiver form. I believe they said it was the middle form on a waiver of an attorney. If you could get her signature and have her check the appropriate box. What's your next court date, Mr. Montgomery?
April 17th. At 1 o'clock.
We be using that date quite a bit today? Okay.
I think that'll be our date.
Don't copy. Thank you.
No, I don't think so. But
Do you have anything further, Mr. Montgomery?
no, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Murillo, about what she needs to do? Does she have?
she wants me to give you an explanation on what happened, why.
Okay, just let her know that that's not necessary if she's working this out, but thank you. Thank you. Batista Cancio Gonzalez. All right. Is that a smart cop error from the that's the new KHP? Yeah. Their system's called Smart Cop and it's proving otherwise.
I do have a fast track offer for this defendant also, Judge.
Okay.
the majority of them I have that offer.
All right, we'll hopefully move faster here shortly.
If I may, Your Honor, obviously, formula, you don't
That's the way I handle them, so I have that on record. If we need it later, we'll have it. If we don't need it later, we're good. There you go. Okay. All right, this is Finney County case 2024 TR 131. And Cancio is your first name?
That's my first last name.
First, okay, then we have it semi-correct here. So at any rate, you are here today on a 4-count complaint by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 is illegal registration, 8-142, unclassified non-person misdemeanor. That is if convicted, you could receive a jail sentence of not more than 30 days in jail, fine of not more than $500. Count 4 is no liability insurance. Class B, non-person misdemeanor. In violation of Kansas statute 40-3104. If convicted, you could receive a jail sentence of not more than 6 months, fine of not more than $1,000. You have 2 infractions: unsafe turning, violation of 8-1548, defective wipers or obstructed windshield, violation of 8-1741. If convicted of either or both, you would have to pay a fine and court costs. You heard your rights read earlier, is that correct? Mr. Montgomery, is this a fast track diversion
Yes, Your Honor.
candidate? Okay, sir, you have the right to be represented today, or you can waive your right to an attorney to discuss what is called a fast track diversion. That's an agreement between you and the county attorney's office to resolve this issue today. Do you wish to be represented, or do you wish to waive your right and speak with the county attorney?
I want to be done with this issue today, so I'll talk to him.
Okay, so he's waiving his right to an attorney. If you change your mind, sir, just tell the court and we can make other arrangements.
State would offer a fast track diversion of $533. If he paid by his next court date, the state would dismiss and it would not go on his record.
$530, right?
533.
Can I pay today?
Sure. Go right over there and pay and they can get it taken care of.
Cash money order?
It can be cash or money order, but it has to be exact amount. We don't give change. And we take everything but a check, personal.
attorney process me? Why?
My law, if you commit a crime of a.
Ms. Murillo, you can tell him it's the order of the court that he be processed pursuant to the misdemeanor violation.
He's asking, where would you like me to sit? Is it here?
A few minutes, just have a seat in here, and this deputy will take him and other.
Thank you, sir. Ariel Giovanni Aguirre Portillo. Sir, do you require an attorney, or I'm sorry, an interpreter? Okay, and you are Ariel? Okay, let me make a note here. You've been sitting there for quite a while, so you heard me go over the defendant's rights, correct? Do you need me to go over them again with you? Very well. You've also heard me go over rights to an attorney. Do you understand how those work?
Yeah.
And we'll go over them again if you need to. Let me go over your charge with you. I'm just trying to expedite to move this along. So you're here today on a 2-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 alleges an improper improper stop or turn signal in violation of Kansas Statute 8-1721, an infraction. If convicted of an infraction, you could be ordered to pay a fine and court costs. The second offense is violation of one-way glass or sunscreen device in violation of Kansas Statute 8-1749, paragraph A. That's an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. Person convicted of an unclassified non-person misdemeanor could be sentenced to up to 30 days in the Finney County Jail, pay a fine of not more than $500. I say up to and not more because those are the maximums that could be assessed. Any fine or court cost assessed could be different. So do you understand that, sir?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Montgomery, is this a candidate?
Yes, Your Honor.
You heard the court discuss with earlier defendants an option that the county attorney proposes where you could resolve this today. You always have the option to hire an attorney or request an attorney if you want to put this off to try to do something different. Or if you wish to waive your right to an attorney today and discuss with the county attorney about this option, that's up to you. How do you wish to proceed? Okay, is anyone forcing you to do so? Okay. Very well. Thank you. You're faster than me on this one. Mr. Montgomery, whenever you're ready, what is your proposed diversion agreement amount?
Did you get the tent removed?
Yeah, I did.
Can you prove it? Do you have a receipt or something?
I don't have a receipt. I did on my own. I just ripped it off.
How soon after did you do that?
The day
The day after? Okay. State will offer you a fast track diversion of $308. If you pay by your next court date, state would dismiss and it would not affect your record.
All right.
Is that something you're interested in doing?
Yeah.
Okay. 308. Yeah, buddy.
Raul Munoz Rios. Raul Munoz Rios. Move him to waiting. Alejandro Lira.
Oh, sorry, Judge, on Raul Munoz Rios. He came by and proved his tent was removed, so we dismissed that case.
Very well. All right. 1 second, Mr. Lira. Sir, do you require an interpreter or can you understand me? Thank you, sir. This is case 2024 TR 140, State of Kansas versus Alejandro Lira. So you're here today on a 3-count complaint by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 alleges deflective muffler, which is an infraction. A person convicted of an infraction could be ordered to pay a fine and court costs. That's in violation of Kansas Statute 8-1739. Count 2 is a violation of one-way glass or sunscreen on a windshield. Violation of Kansas Statute 8-1749A. That's an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. A person convicted of such could be ordered to pay a fine of not more than $500 and be ordered to serve not more than 30 days in the Finney County Jail. And finally, you have a second count of one-way glass or sunscreen violation. This is excessive 10 over 35% in violation of 8-1749A with a different subsection A3H. That is also an unclassified non-person misdemeanor subject to the same penalties as I advised before. Did you understand that? So you have options. Did you understand your rights when I read them earlier? Okay, very well. You've kind of seen how this is going. Mr. Montgomery, is this a candidate for your diversion?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the option to be represented by counsel today and have this set for a future hearing date to try to resolve, or if you choose to waive your right to an attorney today, Mr. Montgomery is offering a fast track diversion regarding your case. How do you wish to proceed today? All right, is anyone forcing you to do so? Very well. Thank you. Is there an amount?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. State would offer you a fast track diversion of $508. If you paid by your next court date, the state would dismiss. It would not affect your record. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well. Thank you. Do you have any questions, Mr. Lira? All right, nothing further. We are adjourned. Thank you. Jesus Omar Farrell. Good afternoon. Do you require an interpreter or can you understand me? Okay, very well. This is Finney County District Court Case 2024 TR 146, State of Kansas versus Jesus Omar Farrell. So you're here today on a 3-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 alleges violation of an ignition interlock device, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. That's in violation of Kansas Statute 8-1017, paragraph A4. A person convicted of a Class A non-person misdemeanor could be sentenced to up to 1 year in the Finney County Jail and could be fined not more than $2,500. I say up to and not more. That's not necessarily the sentence would be that you would receive. That's based more on criminal history or traffic history. That's just the maximum that could be assessed. Count 2 is failure to wear a seatbelt in violation of Kansas Statute 8-2503A. That's an infraction. A person convicted of an infraction could be ordered to pay fines and court costs. And finally, count 3 is no vehicle liability insurance, a Class B non-person misdemeanor in violation of Kansas Statute 40-3104. Person convicted of a Class B misdemeanor could be ordered to spend up to 6 months in the Finney County Jail and fined not more than $1,000. However, no proof of insurance may carry a minimum fine required by the state of Kansas. Do you understand that, sir? One other thing, Mr. Farrell, were you present? I know you were present. Did you understand your rights as I read them to you earlier? Okay, thank you. Is this a candidate, Mr. Montgomery?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Farrell, you have options regarding counsel today. First, if you want to hire an attorney of your choosing, the court will give you the opportunity to do so and set this for a future date. Your second option is to request court-appointed counsel. In order to qualify for court-appointed counsel, you must fill out an application and a financial affidavit. You must meet certain financial guidelines to qualify for a court-appointed attorney. If you receive a court-appointed attorney and are ultimately convicted of any of these charges, you may be required to pay some or all of your attorney's fees. Do you understand? Your third option is to waive your right to an attorney today. What that does is gives you the opportunity to discuss your case directly with the state in the form of Mr. Montgomery to see if you can come to some resolution on your own. If you choose to waive your right today and speak with Mr. Montgomery and you don't come to some resolution, you always have the right to change your mind and tell the court you would like an attorney at a later time. Do you understand? How do you wish to proceed today, sir? Okay. Do you have an application packet? If not, I have one here. Sir, if you would like to go to the back of the room, fill that out, and then I will have you come back after it's completed, and we'll handle some other matters in the meantime. That's fine. I'll move your case to waiting and we'll come back to you, sir, okay? Jesus Sanchez. Good afternoon, sir. Can you understand me or do you require an interpreter? Okay, Ms. Murillo. So, Mr. Sanchez, you were present when I read rights to and of criminal defendants. Is that correct?
Yes,
Did you hear and understand each of your rights as I read them?
yes,
Thank you. You're here today on a 2-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 is operate a motor vehicle without a valid license in violation of Kansas Statute 8-235. That's a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, it's punishable by a fine of not more than $500 and a jail sentence of not more than 30 days in the Finney County Jail. Your second offense is no proof of liability insurance. Violation of Kansas statute 40-3104. Class B non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, you could be ordered to pay a fine of not more than $1,000. Although you could be required to pay a minimum fine per Kansas statute. You could also be required to spend not more than 6 months in the Kearny County Jail. I'm sorry, the Finney County Jail. These are the maximums that could be assessed, not necessarily the sentence you would receive. Do you understand the charges as I read them and the penalties? Thank you, sir. Mr. Montgomery, is this a diversion candidate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, the county attorney's office is willing to offer you a fast track diversion. If you waive your rights to an attorney, you may be eligible to complete this diversion. This may allow you to get this case resolved fairly quickly.
Can I show my insurance?
Yes. This says it was effective to February 5th, and this ticket was wrote on February 9th, so I'll still offer a fast track diversion.
Go ahead, sir.
State would offer a fast track of $408 paid by the next court date. State would dismiss.
Mr. Sanchez, is that agreeable to you? Very well. Do you have any questions, Mr. Sanchez? Anything further, Mr. Montgomery?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, we are adjourned as to this matter until April the 17th at 1, unless an extension is filed or needed. Okay. Thank you. Maria Eva Alvarado. Good afternoon. Are you able to understand me or do you require an interpreter? Thank you. Uh, 24 TR 149, Maria Alvarado.
I'll take a look at it as she's.
Oh, I can. There was a friend's vehicle, but it does have insurance and she's bringing proof that
Let me make sure I'm on the right case before I.
While he's looking that up, Ms. Alvarado, this is Finney County case 2024 TR 149. State of Kansas versus Maria Eva Alvarado Lopez. You're here today on a 2-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 is passing in a no passing zone in violation of Kansas statute 8-1520. It's a traffic infraction. If convicted, you could be ordered to pay a fine and court costs. Count 2 is no proof of liability insurance in violation of Kansas statute 40-3104, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, a person could be ordered to spend not more than 6 months in the Finney County Jail and pay a fine of not more than $1,000. Those are the maximums that could be assessed. They are not necessarily the fines and cost or sentence that would be assessed. You understand? Okay. What the court's telling you is those are possible sentences, not necessarily the exact sentence. I saw the eyes go wide on the jail sentence.
Yes, you
Okay.
heard me.
All right. So, do you understand your charges and potential penalties? Mr. Montgomery, is this a diversion candidate?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney if you choose. Mr. Montgomery is offering you a potential diversion to end this soon. If you wish to waive your right to an attorney, you can discuss this matter with him directly. Is that what you would like to do today? Very well.
The state would offer a fast track version of $408. If she comes into the office and shows us the insurance, the proof that there was insurance on that day, I would lower it by $100 and only
wasn't in line.
$308. Is that something she'd be interested in doing?
Was that 408?
Yes. $408.
She's confusing me a little bit. So she's just basically was asking that she didn't have the proof, the correct proof, that had the correct date.
Right.
So, but it was insured, and that's what I'm telling her. That's what she.
Yes, if she brings that in, then we'll do lower, but there was the passing in the left lane is still a ticket, so.
Thank you. Mr. Farrell, would you like to come back up? Let me get your. Mr. Farrell, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear that the information in this affidavit is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And you filled it out while you were in court here? Okay. You have no other income other than what's listed? Then the court will find you indigent and appoint an attorney for you, and I will, sorry, who?
Shane.
Okay, thank you. I will tell you again, reiterate, if you are later convicted of any of these charges, there is a possibility you could be required to reimburse some or all of your county or your attorney's costs. Do you understand that? Okay. How far out are we looking at setting this, Mr. Montgomery?
I think we can do the 17th. What time does Shane normally do his?
Oh, Shane is. Shane is the third Wednesday at 9:30.
Does that coincide with that 17th date?
Yes. Yeah, at 9:30, you said? Okay. That ought to give him enough time to get in contact with us to see if there's something we can get figured out.
Is that the correct date? 17th at 9:30?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any kind of contact information for him?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Farrell, the court's appointed you Shane Ludke to represent you in this matter. We'll set you for a second appearance, April the 17th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. One of two things will happen. You'll come to court on that date with your attorney, or after your attorney gets the information that he's been appointed and can look at your case, he may tell the court he needs more time. Your responsibility, sir, and we'll give you the contact information. Your responsibility is to make sure that Mr. Ludke has your phone number, email address, and mailing address so that he can get in touch with you. All right. It's your responsibility to make sure he can reach you to notify you of any court changes or anything that needs to go on in court. Do you understand that, sir? All right. We'll give you the information. Mr. Ludke may not know he's been appointed to you. So if you walk out of here today and go to his office or call his office, he probably won't know who you are. So give it a few days before you try to make contact. All right. Do you have any questions, sir? All right. Do you have anything further, Mr. Montgomery?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are charged with misdemeanor offenses which do require processing with the sheriff's office. It's the order of this court that before you leave this complex today, you check in with Deputy Hurd to make arrangements to get fingerprinted and photographed by statute. Do you understand that, sir? All right. Stephanie Trujillo Morales. (24 TR 151), Stephanie Trujillo Morales. All right, you are Stephanie Guadalupe Trujillo Morales, is that correct? Are you having any trouble understanding me? Very well. You were present when I went over rights to and of criminal and traffic defendants, correct? Did you understand each of the rights as I read them? Okay. This is Finney County District Court Case 2024 TR 151. You're here today on a one-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol alleging operation of motor vehicle with an expired registration or tag in violation of Kansas Statute 8-142. That is an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. A person convicted of an unclassified misdemeanor could be sentenced, I'm stressing the could be sentenced to up to 30 days in the Finney County Jail and fined not more than $500. Do you understand that? You have the right to be represented today, Mr. Montgomery. Do you have any offers for this individual?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll take a look at it if you.
First off, Mr. Tree, do you waive your right to an attorney today to be able to talk to the county attorney? Thank you. Thank you.
Your Honor, the state is satisfied and would dismiss.
Very well. The state will dismiss your account, and so you have no further obligation to this court. Thank you for your appearance. Luis Jimenez. Good afternoon, sir. You are Luis E. Jimenez. This is Finney County District Court, case 2024 TR 153. State versus Luis E. Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez, you were present when I read the rights to and of traffic and criminal defendants, correct? Did you understand each of them as I read them? Very well. You are here today on a 2-count complaint filed by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Count 1 is violation of child passenger safety restraining systems. Violation of Kansas statute 8-1344. This is an unclassified misdemeanor. If convicted, a person could be sentenced to not more than 30 days in the Finney County Jail, pay a fine of not more than $500. You're also charged with a 2nd count of speeding, 82 in a 65-mile-per-hour zone, violation of Kansas statute 8-1558. That's an infraction. If convicted, you could be ordered to pay a fine and court costs. Do you understand the charges and each of the penalties? Thank you. Mr. Montgomery, any offers?
Yes, Your Honor. State would offer a fast-track diversion of $395. If paid before the next court date, the state would dismiss.
Mr. Jimenez, do you wish to take the state up on its offer? Will you waive your right to an attorney today in order to speak with Mr. Montgomery about that? Thank you.
$395.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand your offer and your agreement, sir?
Yes.
All right, then your next appearance is April 17th, 2024 at 1 PM. Unless you have completed your diversion agreement prior to that date. Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Montgomery?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you for your appearance. We are adjourned. Marius Ionita. Marius. Marius. Okay, we'll go to waiting on that one. Okay, and I have 4 on my docket left. So I'll just keep going down the list here. Jose Alberto Laura. Jose Laura. Okay, go to waiting. Xavier Alexander Robles Quintero. Xavier. Wilkie Florexel. There you go. Come forward, sir. Is this one that you cannot communicate with? This is a Creole speaking individual? Okay. Do you speak any English, sir? Okay. Mr. Montgomery, in Kearny County, I would set this for a future appearance to have an interpreter available.
Yes.
Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, I think that'd be best.
Do you want to use that April 17th date or a different date?
That'll be fine.
One moment, sir. Okay, sir, we need to set you a new date. Do you understand that? Okay, if you will pencil in April 17th, 2024 at 1. We're giving you a new date for a Creole interpreter.
Interpreter?
No proof of insurance. Did he bring insurance? It might.
That's why clear it up.
Just, hold on. If we can make this happen, we will. He's good.
Dismissal.
Dismissed.
You are good to go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, Perla Samaniego. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. This is Finney County Court Case 2024 TR 318. State of Kansas versus Perla Samaniego. You are here today on a 2-count complaint filed by the Finney County Attorney's Office. Count 1 is no driver's license in violation of Kansas statute 8-235. That is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, you could be ordered to pay a fine of not more than $1,000 and ordered to a jail sentence of not more than 6 months in the Finney County Jail. These are possible sentences, not necessarily what would be ordered. Count 2 is operate a vehicle with an expired registration or without a registration. Violation of Kansas statute 8-142. An unclassified non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, a person could be sentenced to not more than 30 days in the Finney County Jail and fined not more than $500. Do you understand the charges and potential penalties? Thank you. Mr. Montgomery, do you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the Finney County Attorney's Office has a potential offer. Would you like to waive your right to an attorney today to discuss the offer with the county attorney?
Yes, I want to speak to the prosecutor.
Thank you. Mr. Montgomery, we have a knowing waiver.
Thanks, Your Honor. The state would offer a fast-track diversion of $408. Paid before the next court date, the state would dismiss.
Thank you. Ma'am, is that what would you like to take the state up on its offer? Give me a moment to complete the paperwork.
Pensé que dije,
I've set your next court appearance for April 17, 2024 at 1 p.m. If you have completed your agreement, you may not need to appear. Just make sure everything's done before you don't show up, okay? Okay.
that I got arrested. Do I need to do it again?
This is a long form complaint.
Yeah, it is.
That's my photo.
Good, okay.
Okay, so I don't have to wait.
Okay. Very well. We're adjourned. Thank you. Let me complete this paperwork right quick.
No, not her.
Oh, you are. Oh.
145.
Oh,
You need to go. We'll figure something out. What is your name, sir? Raphael?
Angel Raphael Godoy.
Okay. So there's no docket number?
Angel.
What's that name again, Miss Morello?
Angel Raphael Godoy Benitez.
What's his date of birth?
August 30th, 1984. Operate a motor vehicle without a valid license.
We don't have him in our system either yet.
So with no charges filed yet, the court does not have jurisdiction in this matter. That may change in the future. If so, you will be notified of a new date to appear. And just consider bond to be extended in this matter until that new date. Do you have any questions, sir? Thank you.
Double check.
Sir, in the gallery, what is your name?
Okay.
How do you spell your first name? Yeah, case number.
I have them. I believe so. I think it's 24 CR 87.
You talking to me?
You, sorry. We don't have anything in our system yet, so we haven't got the ticket sent over to us yet. So once we get it, then we'll notify him of his next court date.
Thank you.
I believe so. I want to double check.
If you'd remove your hat, please.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Eric, what's his? What was his last name again? Okay.
Mr. Gallegos, you can hear and understand me okay, is that correct? You weren't here when we first started, were you? Okay, did you hear me go over the rights to and of criminal and traffic defendants? Did you understand each of those as they've applied to you? Thank you, sir. Very well, then this is Finney County District Court cases 2024 CR 77 and 78. I pulled them up. Let's see. In 24 CR 77, you are charged with 2 counts by the Finney County Attorney's Office Count one is a violation of a protective order in violation of Kansas statute 21-5924, paragraphs A4 and B1. That is a Class A non-person, a Class A person misdemeanor. A person convicted of a Class A person misdemeanor could be sentenced to a penalty or a jail sentence of up to 1 year in the Finney County Jail and a fine of not more than $2,500. Those are, when I say not more and up to, those are the maximums that could be assessed. The actual sentence, if convicted, will be based more on criminal history and other factors, sir. Count two is domestic battery in violation of Kansas statute 21-5414, paragraphs A1 and paragraph C1A. That is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. A person convicted of a Class B non-person misdemeanor could be sentenced to up to 6 months in the Finney County Jail and fined not more than $1,000. That is for case 77. In Finney County District Court case 2024 CR 78, you are charged in a 1-count complaint by the Finney County Attorney's Office with criminal damage to property with a value greater than $1,000. That is a severity level 9 non-person felony in violation of Kansas statute KSA 21-5813, paragraph A1 and C2. The potential penalties for a violation or a conviction of a level 9 non-person felony could range to a prison sentence in the Kansas Department of Corrections or its affiliates. That prison sentence would be determined based on criminal history, based on a criminal sentencing grid. You could also receive a fine of up to $100,000 and also be ordered to serve some post-release supervision. Again, those are maximums allowable. They are not necessarily indicative of what a person might get. That is also based on criminal history and other factors. Do you understand what you're charged with and the potential penalties, sir? So you have options today regarding counsel. First is you can tell the court you want to hire an attorney of your choosing. If so, I will set this for a future date to allow you to make those arrangements. Your second option is to request court-appointed counsel. In order to qualify for a court-appointed counsel, you must fill out an application and a financial affidavit. You must meet certain financial guidelines to qualify for court-appointed attorney. Also, if you receive a court-appointed attorney and are ultimately convicted of anything arising out of these cases, you may be required to reimburse the state for some or all of your attorney's fees. Do you understand that? Your third option for today is to waive your right to an attorney. If you waive your right to an attorney, that gives the state, in the form of Mr. Montgomery, the ability to talk about your case to see if you can come to some resolution. If you choose to waive your right to an attorney and you satisfy the court that it's a knowing waiver, you always have the right to change your mind at a later time and request an attorney. Do you understand? How do you wish to proceed today regarding representation? You may request a court appointed. You just need to fill out the application that's on the table. It depends on what the questions are. This is a This is a procedural hearing because you've been charged. This is what gives you the opportunity to know what the charges are. This gives you the opportunity to know what the penalties are. As far as debating any of the charges in the case, that's not what this hearing is about. That is something for a future hearing. So if your questions are regarding, court-appointed counsel, things like that, how to go about it, that's fine. And how you go about that is to fill that out. When you're done, I will review it. And if you qualify, I will appoint you counsel. If you do not qualify, then I will let you know and you can make other arrangements, okay? And if you want to just stay right there to fill it out, we'll handle some other business while you're doing that and we'll come back to you, okay? So, Mr. Montgomery, I'm going to go back to 2024 TR 74, State of Kansas versus Amari Walker.
Okay.
And that was one is that one that we were wondering about a Zoom connection or going to appear?
Yeah, he was given, he's on vacation and he called for Zoom for today. I gave him Judge Wood's Zoom information. And I wasn't aware of Judge Walker. So I called downstairs in case he called.
Okay.
He would have that. But obviously he doesn't have it.
Just for your information, Mr. Montgomery, excuse me, when I travel for my regular dockets, my court clerks handle Zoom for me.
Oh, okay.
And so apparently Judge Woods handles his own Zoom. So my CSE docket this morning was handled by Kearny County. They agreed to handle this one, but it's a different password and meeting ID, and we weren't able to get into Judge Woods's computer. He has passwords that I don't have.
Sure.
So there is a possibility we could have had someone try to log in and was unable. I don't think anyone knows at this point. So
Okay.
how do you want to proceed with Mr. Walker's case?
I think with Mr. Walker, we could just do a continuance to the 17th and try and get it done in a month. I think would be fine.
If I'm ever invited back to handle this docket, we'll work these out ahead of time. The next one is Finney County District Court Case 2024 TR 129, State of Kansas versus Wiggins Pierre. Do you have any information on him?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right. The court is showing that he was issued the notice to appear on the 6th day of February, and the boxes checked must appear. I see an entry of appearance. That's for your office. So how do you wish to proceed with Mr. Pierre's case since he does not appear?
State would ask for a cash only bond of $200. 200.
You said cash only?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Generally, my only cash only bonds occur in our limited matters, but I'll go with the flow here for that amount. Based on failure to appear in Finney County District Court Case 2024 TR 129, the court will grant motion for a bench warrant, $200 cash only bond. Anything further on this matter, Mr. Montgomery?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Moving right along to 2024 TR 139, Raul Munoz Rios.
That was the one that he said was dismissed.
Yes, that one's dismissed.
Okay, that's right.
And I have another one that.
I moved it to waiting because I don't have a dismissed needing notes. Marius Ionita, 2024 TR 159. This is a no DL. Kansas Highway Patrol from February 9th. How do you wish to proceed? Do you have any information on a call in or either office?
On 159.
159. Mr. Montgomery, anything from the state?
State would ask for a $200 cash only bench warrant.
Very well, based on failure to appear in Finney County District Court Case 2024 TR 159, the court will grant the motion for a bench warrant for non-appearance, $200 cash only bond. Jose Alberto Laura.
Your Honor, he paid this morning on his pay and dismiss. So he has fulfilled his contract with the state.
Very well. Then we will move him to my notes needed and await the dismissal. And finally, before we get back to Mr. Gallegos, I have 2024 TR 203, Xavier Alexander Robles Quintero. That is a Finney County Sheriff's Office citation. alleging no proof of insurance. Do you have any information on this case, Mr. Montgomery?
No, Your Honor.
Anything from the court side? Thank you. Mr. Montgomery, what's your recommendation?
State would ask for a $200 cash only bench warrant.
Very well, based on non-appearance in 2024 TR 203. State's motion is granted. The court will issue a $200 cash only bond bench warrant for non-appearance in this matter. And that clears my docket. We're back to Mr. Gallegos. Do you have anything on your docket that the court doesn't have?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gallegos, what I'm going to ask you to do is raise your right hand. I will swear you that this affidavit is true and accurate, and then I'll ask you questions about it. So you do solemnly swear that the information in this affidavit is true and accurate, so help you God. Thank you, sir. It says you are currently unemployed. Is that correct? When was the last time you worked? Are you receiving any kind of unemployment benefits? Any other outside income? Okay. You have no dependents? Very well. The court will find you indigent and appoint. Do you use the public defender's office or another?
Are these misdemeanors?
We have two. We have misdemeanors. We also have a felony in 77. I'm sorry, 78.
Level 9.
On both of them?
No, 77 has two misdemeanors. 78 has one felony case. They're combined. I'm combining them for my docket. You guys don't issue two different attorneys for two separate cases, do you? Or do you combine them?
No, we'll probably,
I'll have to call Rhonda downstairs for the 78 one, but for 77,
usually better to have just one
put them all
attorney.
together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If they will accept it.
Probably. I mean, they usually work on global deals, so if they're
Well,
appointed.
from the court's perspective, if we give them one attorney now, that saves two attorneys in having to combine efforts. If the public defenders or whoever says, I don't handle misdemeanor, I guess we'll deal with that at a later time. We just need to get him appointed. Okay. Mr. Gallegos, because you've been charged with a felony, there is a bids application fee of $100 required to be assessed by statute. That's Kansas statute 22-4529. If you are convicted of anything, that would be assessed. If you are not convicted of anything at all, then it's a moot point. Okay.
I got questions about this case. Do I call the public? Do I call you guys?
No, you'll talk to your attorney at that point.
As soon as I know,
Just to call back after I can.
Mr. Gallegos, as soon as I get the information, I'll give you the name of your attorney and we'll see if we can get you some contact information. Any further comments you have or anything should be directed to your attorney. He's going to be working on your behalf towards this matter. Neither Mr. Montgomery in the state or any deputy or even the court at that point can really advise you or discuss this with you because you'll have someone working on your behalf. Okay. It's not that we're unwilling. It's just that we can't. Okay.
Yeah, we did. So we have Eric's one.
I'm looking, I don't see a warrant return. I was able to pull it up into my docket. On 78, I don't see a warrant return.
Thank you. Okay. Public
Saturday.
defender won't take misdemeanors in the document.
Appoint two attorneys.
So for the 78, it'll be Kathy Ziegler.
Cassie Ziegler.
And it'll be the judge. April 22nd at 9:45.
Then I'm going to assume you're going to need two copies of the affidavit, one for a misdemeanor case and one for a felony case.
That was at 9 o'clock.
9:45. And then,
That was on the 77.
78. the felony.
Okay.
Now, for the criminal or the misdemeanor, we'll do Blair Loving.
What is the court date for that one?
That would be, you can do, what do you think? Should it be after this one or what? Not together, not together, but April 17th? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can be on the 17th, because most likely they're gonna work to get it, combine the cases anyway.
So Blair's would be April 17th.
Okay. Let me get this caught up so I can.
10:30.
Well, on the,
Is it gonna be on there?
Wanda will do it. We'll already know that.
All right.
Your Honor, I have a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock. Or
Do you need anything else from me? If you need to go, go. Thank you.
thank you.
Good
Appreciate
to
it.
see you. We'll maybe see you again unless I'm not invited back.
Nice meeting you. I think we got through it. Not too shabby. So.
All right. All right, this is 77.
Thank you so much.
All right. See everybody later.
See ya.
Would you check on the front page? I didn't check the box for a felony or a misdemeanor. Yeah, just check the misdemeanor. Do you have your court date, sir? Okay, you have two different attorneys, one for each case. You got those listed there?
17 is for both of these cases.
And when the paperwork is filed, Mr. Gallegos, and your attorneys know who you are, you can contact them. It is your responsibility to make sure that your attorneys in both cases have current contact information for you, phone numbers, email addresses, mailing addresses. If they change, be sure and let them know because they need to be able to get a hold of you until this case is resolved, okay? Thank you, sir.
but man, it's okay.
I can hang around and we'll go through stuff because I might need to go back and fill out. I didn't realize we had a date here on some of these, so.
I know, I did see that. I did change some of
Okay.
mine. Like on, yeah.
Oh, for the
Yeah,
2020,
yeah.
yeah.
So. that can't